It's Tuesday, September 21st. It's actually sunny at the moment, although Dennis says it's going to get cloudier today. And it's cool out there. So we shall see. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I have decided not to do this live and subject you to my technical difficulties anymore. Dennis said he checked our internet. We're losing packets. He's not sure why. He's rebooted the router. It seemed to help a little bit, but not completely. So maybe we're going to get a new router. I don't know. He's working on it. So I thought I would give you a break. Not that I have anything interesting to say, but I know how frustrating it is when somebody is talking and you can't hear what they're saying. I do get it 100%, so I apologize for my last couple of vlogs, and it's not that big of a deal to edit. In fact, it could be much smaller deal if I didn't even, re-listen while I was editing. I could just throw things together and throw them up and hope I remember that I didn't see anything ridiculous. Especially if I don't have things to add, like pictures and stuff like that. But, where am I going with it? Oh, the last time I did a regular video, I forgot to put it on YouTube for an hour. I'm like out of the habit, so I thought, well, if I do it live, then I won't have to worry about forgetting to put it up. The trials and tribulations of being a YouTuber. Now you're getting the inside scoop. Anyway, good morning. It's turned out to be a lovely day here. We do have some clouds, and apparently it's going to get cloudier and cloudier, but Dennis said no rain today, so that's good. I took Aura to the doctor yesterday. Are you going to say hi? Here's my Maisie Daisy. Hey, you. Give me your face. Give me your face. They want to see your face. They want to see your face. There they are. There you are. There's your face. Hello. And there's another face. Come here. Come here. Come here. Give me the face. Give me your face. Give me your face, you goofy dog. They're goofballs. They're cuddlers, and they want to cuddle. They like to stick their head in your crotch and get cuddled. Right? Among other places. They do like their cuddles. So I took her to the doctor yesterday, and the doctor was happy with how she's doing. And, took some blood and such, and said come back in 2 weeks. So that's good news. She is going to be getting physical therapy because she is not strong at all. And, gets tired extremely easily. Which is frustrating her. I told her, you got to be careful. You're going to start to sound like Garland. She said, no. Yeah. She's getting tired of her body not working as well as she would like. She's really getting tired of being sick. But she sounded much better yesterday. She was coughing, but not nearly as much. And she's got very productive coughs. So that's good. So she's clearing things out. And it's dry coughs that are the symptom of COVID. So that's good that she's having productive coughs. So that's good. So she's good. Kim was coming yesterday afternoon, and Tiger had a vet appointment. I haven't heard from them today, so I don't know how Tiger is. But he did something to his leg when he was tomcatting around outside the other day. And now he's paying the price. We don't know what he did, obviously. So Kim is over there today, so that's good. Made up another batch of crackers yesterday. I did a little painting. I had an idea of like doing a big abstract and then cutting it into small pieces for those little cards that I tried to explain. What they looked like, but I didn't do it very well, and I could go get them and I'll show you because I am not live. Hold on. Through the magic of video, I am back. Alright, so this is the card that I was talking about. And you slide. Now I took this one apart because I used it as a picture frame, or as a frame for cutting my painting up. So I did an abstract with the idea that I would do this. Which I'm kind of liking this one. But the rest of the ones that I cut out, oh, I didn't bring them all. Well, I didn't cut out that many. Oh, there were 2 in there. I didn't cut out in a way that was, you know, I was trying to find the piece of the painting that I liked rather than cut it out. So there's another one. Which way looks good? Who knows? This one. I don't know. The problem with showing too much of the paper is the paper isn't white. So maybe that doesn't matter, but. So these are my abstracts. I have a love-hate relationship with my abstracts, but I did quite a few abstract cards. Some of which I really like. Turns out this green, just for a little info, this green is called Hooker Green. Hooker was a painter. And there are several colors that are named after the painters who developed the colors. Now, back in the day, painters mixed their own paint and made their own paints. You didn't go down the store and buy paint way back when. And I'm not sure I don't know anything about Hooker, actually. I should look Hooker up. But anyway, this color is called Hooker Green. Now, I painted this 3 days ago. This paint is still tacky, this Hooker Green. Now, granted, when I'm using it really thickly straight out of the tube when I'm doing this. So when you use Hooker Green and you add water to it and you paint with it like a normal watercolor way, it dries. And it's fine. Although I did have trouble with it because it's separated from its medium, whatever's in the tube. And it could be like honey or something. Sometimes they use, anyway, I tried to squish it around. I didn't do a great job, so that's a whole nother story. But anyway, this green is still a little tacky. It doesn't come off in your finger. The first card I did using this green, I have the whole stack here. First card that I did using this green, it took so long. This is the same green, the Hooker Green. It took so long to dry that I ended up sprinkling salt all along where that green was, just to withdraw the moisture. But anyway, it doesn't dry very well. I don't know if you can see this. This is the back of the card. So I have another card with Hooker Green in it, and I had, and it came off on the back, came off on the front. It's like, I don't know if you can see that, so it's like you think you're done with it and you're not, because it's not dry yet. It's still tacky after 3 days. But there's another one. I don't think I showed you this one. But I've been doing abstracts, just coming up with colors. I'm really enjoying that credit card technique for this kind of thing. I needed some cards to send. Oh, I like this one. I think I like, maybe I like the ones where I'm not doing quite so much coverage. I'm not sure. See this one? It's got green all on the back of it. This is kind of fun. I am enjoying also the landscapey looking ones too, like an abstracty landscape. So anyway, I made a bunch of cards. I'm going to send some cards. There's something behind the green, and it's always that green. Everything else dries. I might have showed you this one. It's one of my first ones. And I tried this. I don't know if I showed you these birch trees. Tried some birch trees. I don't know if you can see it, but this paint has a little bit of a shimmer to it, that between the trees. It's kind of fun. So anyway, oh, this is one I like too. I thought Purple Mountain's Majesty. One more you haven't seen. Another birches. These others you saw. So anyway, oh, that's one thing I did yesterday. I scanned all these, so I have them. Because I'm going to be, of course, giving them away. The whole point of a card is to send. So I'm not sure that I think I'm not sure if this was a success or not. These little picture frame cards seem almost like they're designed for like a lovely little flower or something, but I haven't felt like I successfully painted a flower in quite some time. I'm feeling like I am not feeling good about my representational painting lately. I've been, I haven't done a lot in my sketchbook lately that I haven't shown you, but I've been doing this urban sketching style, which to some degree, and maybe I'm overdoing that, to some degree is done quickly, because the idea is you're sitting there looking at a scene, and the scene and the cityscape is ever changing, so you need to get it quick if you're going to get the one you want. But I think I've done what new people to all kinds of things do, and that's, try to run before I can walk. So I'm trying to be fast before I can actually draw, that kind of thing. So I need to work on my painting so that I feel better about what I'm doing, and I have to figure out how to do that. I didn't do much on my boxy yesterday. In fact, I didn't do anything. So I think today when I go in, while this is rendering, I am going to sit and count and put the stitch markers in my boxy so that it's all ready to go when I want to pick it up and start doing the shaping on the shoulders, because that's where I am. I'm at the shoulder shaping. I'm pretty sure. I need to put it down on a table and double check. I might need a couple more rows on the back before I start the shoulder shaping, as I do want the back to work correctly and make sure that I have the same number of rows. When I counted the rows on Sunday night with Christy, they didn't count up, but I was just counting real quick, so anyway, try to get the boxy to a place where I can just pick it up and knit it for a while, so I can finish that up. I was talking about a penguano the other day, and I was also thinking about what do I want to do with my Advent minis that I'm going to get from Megan. And I am so in love with that sweater that I made. I can't think of the name of it now. Last year with the mohair. that I made with my minis, and it was so wonderful. I was thinking about trying to figure out how to do a penguano with my minis, because the penguano, when you look at the pattern, I mean, I didn't buy the pattern, but even when you look at the description in Ravelry of the pattern, he gives you a little plan of how to build your yarn thick enough to do the penguano in. And it's, you know, 2 or 3 strands of fingering, you know, 1 DK and 1 fingering, I don't know, worsted and lace, and then bulky. I think it's bulky. But anyway, so you're combining yarns all the time. And if it's like DK and fingering, I thought I could come up with a couple of DK yarns that I like, the colors that went together, that would be a color theme for the penguano. And then have, you know, you have to have a fingering with your, you know, and then just have the fingering be my minis from Megan. And I happen to know, because she let it slip, that at least some of the ones I'm getting, she will have dyed herself again. And I'm so in love with that sweater I made last year with my minis that I think I'm gonna try to do that again this year. The only problem is that I didn't buy a yarn advent this year, because I'm trying to have a, I'm not going to call it a no-buy year, because it hasn't been a no-buy year, but it has been a buy very little year. So I didn't buy any advents. I didn't buy, because I had the floss advent last year, 2 of them. And I had the L'Aquitaine advent last year. And I had the Crafty Toads advent last year, along with the wonderful advent from Megan. And then this year, Megan's it. Putting a lot of pressure on poor Megan, and well, you can see she's up to the task. I mean, because that was such an amazing advent. And I am really struggling to come up with something that is going to be up to the standards that she's been setting, let me tell you. But I'm always on the lookout. So anyway, so I'm thinking that maybe the penguano will be my advent sweater. So I need to think about the base colors that I would want for that, because I don't think, I mean, one of the wonderful things about the penguano is the variety of yarns you use and colors and the combinations. I mean, he does different stitches and stuff, but mostly it looks like it's a lot of garter. So I want to think about what that base set of base colors would be. And then there you go. But I also need to look at the yardage and see how many yards, like how many yards of fingering if I'm if I'm matching it with DK, just to see if I have enough. But I have a lot of minis, you know, because I've been doing advents, buying them and trading them quite a bit in the last 5 years. And I haven't been doing tons of mini things except my granny stripe throw, which I love and is finished. And now I'm working on my granny stripe king size blanket, which takes a lot. I only got a foot of it or so right now, so, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I have other minis that I can add into the mixture for a penguano. Minis penguano. Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking about doing. It's a big commitment for someone who's very low on knitting mojo at the moment, I have to admit. But I think I'll love it. And people were wondering, you know, somebody said that they, you know, all the people they know who made a penguano, they don't wear it. They don't wear their penguano. But last year, I wore a hand knit sweater every day in the winter. I think every single day, except when I was gonna shovel. So I get a lot of use out of my winter sweaters. Now, I could have worn a summer sweater today. I didn't realize what the temperature was out here. It's cool. It's not too cold. The house said it was 64 out here, but it feels way less like 64 than if the house were 64. I guess, you know, the sun is warm still. And so it's, anyway, I could have worn my summer sweater. I do not get nearly as much wear out of my summer sweaters as my winter sweaters, which is why I had this idea that I probably won't be making any more summer sweaters until I start wearing the ones that I have already. Well, and I wear my winter sweaters to keep warm. And they keep me warm, and it's wonderful, and I love being kept warm by something that I knit. Summer sweaters, you know, are usually a little bit too much, so I'm a little warmer than I want to be. And to me, the summer sweaters are for when you're going out and you want to look good, you know, but I'm not doing that. There's no, you know, not enough going out to justify a bunch of summer sweaters in my mind. So I'm not listen to me. I'm not making any more summer sweaters. I'm hardly knitting, so I don't think it's a worry that I'm going to be inundated with summer sweaters. But, but I do wear my winter sweater. So I have some idea that I will wear my penguano. I'll wear it at home. I'll wear it at home to keep warm. And that forest, now I can't remember. Forest something that Lisa picked for her prize is a shawl collared sweater with a mosaic knit band across it. Looks like color work, and it looked so cozy. I do love a shawl collar. I have the Joji Locatelli's super bulky grandpa sweater that I made 5 years ago, because I made it like 5 years ago today, because I made that the week we went to Nag's Head after my first podcast. I did a podcast, and then before I had a chance to do my second podcast, we had gone to Nag's Head and come back, and I knit that sweater while I was at Nag's Head that week. And it's got a shawl collar, and I really like it. It's so cozy. And that's the one that I put on hand wash in my washing machine, and it didn't exactly shrink. It did, I guess. I mean, it didn't felt, but it kind of felt it. Because I can't, it looks like it's needs to be gleaned, but I can't glean it. So it's semi-felted. It's a little, you know, a little bit. And so it's a little bit smaller because it's condensed, you know. But it's not felted to the degree, I mean, you can see, I mean, it's a sweater. Anyway. And since I got smaller, it fits me perfectly now, so it's great. But it has this shawl collar, and it is so, because it's so dense, and with the shawl collar, it's very cozy, and I really like it. So anyway, where I'm going is, I kind of like that pattern too, and I would love to own that sweater. So, I don't know if I've always been a product knitter. I'm starting to feel like a product knitter rather than a process knitter. Although I'm, you know, because of my low mojo, I'm not feeling like very knitterish at all, to tell you the truth. Which is too bad. It makes me sad. I think it makes all knitters sad when they lose their mojo, doesn't it? And it makes me feel guilty. I'm a knitting podcaster, and so I feel guilty. And I know it's ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous, but you know, last night Dennis came down and, how are you doing? I'm okay, but I'm just sitting here because I don't want to do anything. I don't want to paint. I don't want to knit. I'm just sitting here watching TV. And he said, well, you need to do something about that. I said, I know. I either need to paint or knit, want to paint or knit, or I need to be happy, perfectly happy just sitting here. You know, I could be happy. I could just need to figure out how. How can I do that? I wasn't unhappy, but I was feeling like, well, you know, that knitter part of me is sitting there saying, I can't believe you're sitting here and not doing anything with your hands. Maybe I should. The problem is, I want to sit in my chair in front of the TV and do something. And you know, there's very little part of my painting that I can do that with. So that's a disincentive to paint, because I want to be in my chair. As uncomfortable as it is. It's not uncomfortable for me, but it's a little broken. That's a little jab at my daughter, who gave me a hard time about how bad my chair is. So I want to sit in my chair, and painting doesn't work in my chair. But I don't feel like knitting, which I can do in my chair. Maybe I should get my Dragons of Sumatra out and see if a little stitching is what I need. Stitching to soothe the soul. I could try that. See if I want to do that. But I think it's okay to just veg. I am feeling... I'm just attributing it to COVID weariness. It's been stressful these last few weeks with Aura being not well. It's been very stressful. And in the hospital, and then come home and got sick. And yeah, I guess that's it. That and COVID, and it's like this weird feeling like I'm almost dreading something in the future that I have no idea what it is. You know, it's like there's some event, the feeling I would feel if there was some event that I had to go to that I didn't want to go to. So it's a little like dread, but it's not horrible, but it's sort of an anxiety, you know. And I'm attributing it to Aura being unwell and continuing corona issues, and, you know, my granddaughters are in school in Florida. I got the cutest little video of Sammy saying, thank you, Nana, I got my package, I got my purse and my phone, thank you, and thank you for the coloring books, and Isabel, thank you, Nana, for the coloring book. So I texted Allison back and said, oh, they got them, I'm so glad, I hope they enjoy making the mobiles. And she texted back and said, oh, they didn't even know they were mobiles, now they're excited, even more excited. So maybe when we visit, if we can visit, it's the other thing. Part of the anxiety is thinking about Thanksgiving and whether or not we can go to Florida. Whether we'll feel comfortable going to Florida. So. But I'm physically well. I gained a ton of weight on the wedding week because I ate everything I wasn't supposed to eat and did all the things I wasn't supposed to do weight-wise. But my weight is going down, and you know, up and down and up and down, but trending down again. So that makes me feel better. I always feel bad when I'm not eating well. Physically and mentally, you know, it's like, of course, that's been my whole life. That has nothing to do with Corona. I've been on a diet my whole life. It's one kind or another. Of course, we all have, because your diet is what you eat. All right. Luckily, I can edit that out. I can skip that whole part, and it's getting late and long. And my coffee's almost done, and I gotta go edit this, so I'm gonna go. I came on here to drag you down today, and I am so sorry. That wasn't my intention at all. At all. The problem is that I'm not doing anything, and I have nothing to talk about. And I would say, well, maybe I should go to once a week like Leslie, but I still won't have anything to talk about. If I saved this all up and did it all on a Monday or a Wednesday or whatever, I wouldn't do Friday because that's Leslie's day. If I went from Wednesday to Wednesday and you look forward to hearing me on Wednesday and I said this stuff all day, you know. So, anyway. Now I'm really rambling. I have my goose with the green onion hat. Thank you, David. Okay, kids. I'm going to go. I have no idea how much of this is going to... I may actually have to do some editing with this because this is terrible. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being my people. I really appreciate it. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.